could. Sorry, but I don't lose.
Yeah, man, so it just sucked. Like, seeing Sora die, the main character, that shit was pretty deep, bro. Like, seriously.
Yeah, that is kind of deep. And not to mention the fact that it's honestly a kid's game, too, makes it a little bit more deeper.
Exactly, you know what I mean? So, I don't know, man. But, yeah, so I guess that pretty much ties up the little timeline or two separate timeline theories, right?
Honestly, from the looks of it, it actually ties up a lot of theories that we've been talking and discussing and working on, to be honest with you. Especially the whole Sora's nobody thing we talked about.
Alright, well, you talk about that in your universe, and I'm gonna go discuss it back in my universe on my YouTube channel. So, talk later?
Yeah, I'll hit you up after my video, bro.
Alright. Later, cartoon me.
Later, bro. Man, finally, goddamn, that nigga talk a lot. I could finally do this video. Sora is a Master of Masters Part 3. Let's go. What's going on, guys? My name is Ronan Lockhart and this is Hip Style Gaming. Hope everybody's having a fantastic day, evening for me. Happy Sunday. Hope you guys are all staying coronavirus free. Remember to wash those hands. And yes, guys, it is time. It is time. It is time. Sora is a Master of Masters Part 3. It took a lot of digging, a lot of re-video watching and going back through notes. And guys, I think I finally done it. The final bits and pieces of evidence to tie up why I strongly believe Sora is the Master of Masters. Now, I'm not gonna lie, my ideology on it has changed a little bit, guys, and as far as, you know, how he became the Master of Masters and in what shape, way, or form he is indeed the Master of Masters. And I gotta say, guys, I'm about to blow a lot of minds again, just like I did in Part 1 and Part 2. If you are new to the channel, I will leave the links to those in the description box below for Part 1 and Part 2. And also, please subscribe to the channel to help the channel keep going and continue to see content like this. So without further ado, guys, let's dive right into it. So in Part 2 of this series, guys, I detailed how in fact Roxas isn't Sora's nobody, but is in fact Ventus's nobody. So what that would mean is that the slot for Sora's nobody is still 100% open. Now, I know a lot of people kind of, well, not a lot, but a couple of people disagree with me on that fact of, oh, well, that doesn't make sense. No, Roxas is definitely Sora's. No, guys, but come on, it's time to face reality. Roxas and Van look exactly alike. All nobodies look like they're somebodies. That's reality, guys. Ventus and Roxas. Roxas is Ventus nobody. As I mentioned, I won't get too deep into theory on that whole little note. I will leave the links in my description box below, guys, on Sora being the Master of Masters Part 1 and Part 2, explaining how I came to this analysis and to this conclusion. But on to the big juicy stuff. Sora's nobody. So I started thinking a lot about everything. I'm like, okay, so how would the Master of Masters possibly be Sora's nobody? Is there anything that I missed? And yes, guys, it's right here. I'm going to show you the first bit of evidence, and then I'm going to start tying everything up. Evidence piece number 1.
At least I'm all here. Hey! Is anyone out there? Hello?
Hey.
Huh?
Hey.
Who's that?
Where are you?
Over here!
I see you.
Hey, aren't you?
You know me?
Yeah, you're Yozora, right?
How do you know that? Who are you?
I'm Sora.
And actually, there's something I have to ask you.
Sora? You're Sora?
Huh? You know who I am?
Sure. I've heard of you.
If you're here, then this can't be the real world, can it? But wait, that girl, she told me about you. Maybe you are real after all.
Are you done? No, this isn't the real world, and I am here. But this isn't what I really look like. How'd you recognize me as Yozora?
Huh?
Why are you using Sora's name?
Because I am Sora.
So as we see in this scene right here, Sora and Yozora finally meet each other under the most randomest circumstances ever, if I may say so myself. And Yozora says, Sora, you're Sora? Now, he's saying this in the context as if he's already met somebody who's introduced themselves as Sora. Do you guys see what I'm saying? Because he even goes as far as to say, why are you using Sora's name? This would only mean that he has met some type of version or form of Sora before, guys. One possible explanation I had for why this could have maybe happened, or how this could have happened, is that maybe that darkness from the past of Union Cross maybe possibly took the form of Sora and represented himself as Sora to Yozora for some weird reason. I don't know, that would be a little bit too much, but hey, it's a possibility. Another idea I had is that Yozora actually did meet the Master of Masters, aka Sora, but the reason he didn't recognize his face as Sora is because, like Lushu, the Master has taken on many hearts, you know, for a period of time, meaning he's been changing his appearance up throughout this whole time. Another thing I want to point out is the fact when Sora says, but wait, that girl, she told me about you. Now a lot of people might be thinking he's talking about the nameless star we encounter in the final world of Kingdom Hearts 3, you know, when Sora gets bodied at the Keyblade Graveyard. But in fact, I think Sora might have actually met somebody else. And I believe he met this unique individual, whoever she is, most likely the female from Yozora's world that we've seen in the Venom Rex trailer. I believe that he met this female, or this girl, while traveling through Shibuya Town, you know, when it shows Sora seeing the 104 building and the whole little secret ending. Some of you may not know this, and I honestly just recently figured this out myself too, but when we see this scene of, you know, Sora standing here looking at the 104 building and Riku as well looking at the building surrounding him, they are both, in fact, actually dreaming, guys.
Here, I'm Riku.
Why, it's nice to meet you. Now, I'd like you to tell me about the dreams that you've been having, dear.
Huh? My dreams? There's one. It was dark, and I was surrounded by tall buildings. I was looking around for Sora.
So as you see, guys, Riku says that he was dreaming. It was dark and he was surrounded by tall buildings and he was looking for Sora. So Riku's dreaming, he's having this dream, right? And trust me, guys, I'm telling you, you're probably wondering where I'm going with this, but just bear with me. So Riku's having this dream, right? So then I looked at Sora's part of it and I was like, okay, well, if Riku's having this dream, is Sora dreaming too? And I didn't notice it, and yes, in fact, guys, when Sora sees that, he's having a dream. Pretty much, in my opinion, or at least from what I'm seeing, Sora's actually having a dream before the real deal between him and Yozora actually happens. That explains why he says when he wakes up in that whole little starry place before he meets Yozora, he says, oh, at least I'm still in one piece. They actually showed us out of context, guys. That scene where we see Sora and Riku looking around the city of Tokyo or wherever, you feel me, and they're looking around. That scene, those were actually dreams, guys, okay? And what actually happens right after Sora, you know, disappears from Kairi, you know, when he's sitting on the tree, is Sora is actually dreaming of being in Shibuya. Then, of course, he actually wakes up and is actually in Shibuya, you know, getting ready to hit the 104 building, whatever, but him and Riku are both dreaming. So what does this mean? Well, now it's time to start connecting the dots, guys. Continuing their interview Riku had, he tells Fairy Godmother that he also felt someone watching him from way up high. Now, we all know that this somebody is definitely Yozora watching him, but I thought it's so weird. Why would Riku be having a dream with Yozora in his dream watching him? Now, I was originally thinking that, you know, maybe Sora is trying to contact Riku through dream, like, hey, you know, this nigga killed me, you feel me, like, get him, you know, but it's something deeper than that, guys, and I finally get what it is. Our next bit of evidence, guys, is about to tie everything up. Take a look at this. So I know you guys are probably still confused, like what the hell does that have to do with anything? But guys, think about it. Think about what Riku said. He had a dream that he was surrounded by tall buildings. He didn't say he heard Sora's voice or Sora called out to him. He just specifically said he had a dream that he was surrounded by tall buildings and he felt the presence of somebody looking down on him from up above. It just stood out to me. Why would Riku be having a dream with Yozora in it? Then it hit me, guys. Nobodies sometimes have dreams of their somebodies and vice versa. So would this mean that Yozora is in fact Riku's nobody? I'm not even going to get too deep into detail. How I believe this could have happened could have been at the Keyblade graveyard when everybody got bodied. Riku stood in front of Sora trying to defend and protect his best friend and wound up dying, and that could have been when Yozora was formed from Riku. It would kind of make sense why Riku is having the dream that he's having and why Yozora is in the dream, because Riku is actually dreaming of his nobody. What I strongly believe is that Riku's nobody maybe went to a whole nother universe, and so this is like an alternate version of Riku, but except this is nobody, and yeah, my head hurt too, guys. So, but what does this mean for Sora then? How does this, or at least what does this have to do with Sora? Well, guys, if you take a look at the last final scene where the Master of Masters is holding up the heart, you can actually see him facing and holding up the heart towards the same building that Yozora was sitting on top of and that Riku is at as well, the twin buildings. And if I remember correctly, it's actually called Shinjuku. Correct me if I'm wrong, guys, in the comment section below. Feel free to do it. But it's kind of ironic to me that he's looking and facing in that same direction that Yozora and Riku are in. So then I started examining this scene and this picture more, guys, and wow, if you didn't catch it, if you did, forgive me, but if you didn't catch it, then you're welcome, guys. However, before we get into the final piece of information, if you guys haven't already, please subscribe to the channel if you are enjoying this video so far. And yeah, I think that's it. So boom, back to the information. I just didn't notice this, guys, mainly because the camera was panning so fast on the Master of Masters. But if you guys pay close attention right before it gets too high and it shows the moon and the two buildings that he's looking at, it actually shows the same area that Sora is standing in Shibuya town, guys. And one way to easily identify that it is the same area is the building sign, the red one. That's at least how I pointed out. The big red building sign, guys, is the same one that Sora is seeing, that you can see when the Master of Masters, it's panning from the camera of him and he gets ready to hold up the heart to the moon. But yeah, you get it yourself, you can go look back at it yourself on YouTube, wherever. It is indeed this exact same building, the same area that Sora is in, you guys. So that means not only is Riku having a dream and Yozora is watching Riku from atop in his dream, that means Sora is having a dream as well too, and the Master of Masters is actually watching Sora. So what would this mean? It would mean, guys, this makes it an even bigger connection that Sora and the Master of Masters are connected. Like I mentioned earlier, we do know now that Sora is dreaming because Riku revealed that he was dreaming, and so we know that when Sora sees the 104 building, that whole cutscene thing we saw, that it is in fact Sora dreaming too, which means the Master of Masters is in the same dream that Sora is in. what I feel could possibly happen next, guys, and I have a strong feeling it's probably going to happen next, is that, and not to hurt anybody's feelings, Sora, you know, is already kind of gone in the next game, unless they decide to leave it with the good ending. But in the bad ending, we know Sora dies, okay? So, what can possibly happen? I feel that since Sora fought Yozora, which would be, you know, Sora versus Riku's nobody, maybe Riku's about to take on the Master of Masters, aka Sora's nobody. Maybe that's why they're both sharing the same dream. They're both having the same premonition that they're both about to meet their end. And that could be what young Master Xehanort meant when he said that Sora's gift was around the corner. You know, maybe all the Guardians of Light are all actually about to lose. Maybe the prophecy is actually about to come true, with darkness prevailing over light. Maybe it's actually about to happen, but we just didn't know what context it's about to happen. And this would be the ultimate setup for Kingdom Hearts 4, guys. Sora, the main hero, is out of the way, along with Riku, who's out of the way. Those two are the strongest Guardians of Light that they have, okay? That would only leave Terra, Vin, Aqua, Kairi, and Lee, and Mickey. And come on now, they're not gonna be enough to go against the Foretellers, let alone the Master of Masters, okay? So that would explain a lot, guys, and that would honestly make a pretty big build up for the next Kingdom Hearts game. I can definitely see them do a traveling thing, you know, where Sora and Riku lose, so they have to go back to the past and prevent themselves from losing in order to change the future. And yeah, guys, it would be great. The build up to that would be perfect, especially if they did go down this path. But I digress, guys. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. I've been Ronan Lockhart. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. As I mentioned, please subscribe to the channel to help keep more stuff like this going. And yeah, stay clean out there, guys. Stay safe. And I'll catch you guys later. See ya.